What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. It's a lovely Friday and it's 9 p.m. UK time. I don't know what the time is in your country, but in Ireland right now, it's 9 p.m. UK time. I have Adam. I have the Don Smoke himself here. I'm pretty sure he's brought some smoke today. Don, how you doing? Adam, how you doing?
I'm
Great,
good,
man.
man.
How are you doing
Yeah,
yourself?
good. Yeah, we all good. We all good. We all good. We all good. I'm just going to put this is what we're gonna be talking about today. Guys in the comments, welcome to you, Abdullah. Welcome to you, Daniel. Welcome everybody who's watching on Twitter. Guys on Twitter, if you want to switch to YouTube, go ahead, switch to YouTube. I'm going to switch off the Twitter feed in a few minutes. Reason why I switch off the Twitter feed is because most of you guys watch on Twitter and you don't give us those delicious views on YouTube. So like the vid, get involved, and the comments on Twitter don't work majority of the time. So sometimes it's good for you to come on YouTube here. It's more you interact with us more. So in a few minutes, I'm going to switch off Twitter. So I'm telling all the Twitter people that I'm going to switch off. Anyway, there's a lot of comments here. I'm going to get to the comments. But today we're talking about Haaland. The review reaction. We're going to react to everything we've seen so far, guys. I'm pretty sure we've all been enjoying what we've seen so far. And then we're going to talk about how Haaland is going to cope in the Premier League. There's a lot of frauds and haters out there who've been saying Haaland is not all good, but you are the same frauds who wanted Haaland in your team. Yes, I'm talking about you, Mark Godbridge, you fraud. You said you wanted Haaland, but as soon as Haaland didn't come to your team, now you say he's not going to cope. People
Especially
like that.
and also that wasteman that supposed Chelsea, that English geezer, that wasteman. You know which one I'm talking about? Rory, whatever the hell his name, that wasteman.
Yeah, that guy. Did you see Don't Smoke? That guy from Chelsea. He made a whole
Yeah,
video trying to
a
say, "Oh,
I
Chelsea guy.
yeah."
No,
Then he has a video from years ago saying, "I want Haaland. If no Haaland, then we're not a serious club."
years ago is even for last season before Lukaku, right? They were all in for Haaland until Dortmund told them that Haaland is non-transferable that season. It's one
Yeah,
of those things. Let's say, for example, we all in for a girl, right? We all like a girl, right?
what
yeah.
We fancy her, and then she picks someone else. Then we all like,
What
she's
was
not
she on?
beautiful
Was she
what
anymore.
what I
playing
also
ball?
gotta say is, listen, what I also gotta say is Liverpool fans here need to pipe down and stop comparing that useless white Andy Carroll to Haaland. This Haaland has more goals than this Andy Carroll has in appearances. So
Oh, you
let's
mean
not.
the Uruguayan Andy Cow or
Yes,
the Andy Cow region, the Latino?
I'm not even gonna say his name, the white Andy Carroll. Yeah, Haaland has more goals than what he has in the appearances. So these Liverpool fans here need to just pipe down and stay in their place.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
but
two. Anyway, let's go to these comments. Let's go to these delicious comments here. Apparently, a lot of publications are reporting Bernardo Silva's desire to leave the club. We're gonna talk about that at the end. We're gonna talk about that at the end. I'll ask the panel how they feel about that. Daniel, big up to you, Daniel. Always here, man. Always here, Daniel. Respect to you. If we don't get 80 million to 100 million pounds to replace him, or you're talking about Bernardo, we're gonna talk about that in a minute. Um, let's see a comment here. Hello, boys. Big Morgan, how you doing, Big Morgan? How you doing this weekend? And is Juanma? Yeah, is that the assistant? Yeah, the assistant coach is leaving. He's gonna leave. It's already been confirmed. There's somebody else who's already the guy who used to be the under 23 coach seasons ago is going to be this assistant now. Before Haaland joined City, they talked about Haaland versus Mbappe. Now, after he joined officially, they compare him to Nunes. It's laughable. It's true, Daniel. It's how the media works and how people work. Veda, how you doing, man? How you doing, man? The boys have just come with fire today. They don't they're not holding back today. They're like these frauds out there. As soon as Haaland signed for City, things have changed. Haaland is no longer the guy who's going to uh, fight Mbappe. What do you think about that? Before we go into the review and everything.
The thing is, man, the the Liverpool media, their forces are strong. Their forces are so strong because everybody knew that Holland was a top dog. Everybody wanted him. Everybody was touting him as like the next. It's there's the era of him and Mbappe, and they're talking about young talent moving forward. And then obviously, without fail, He becomes a Manchester City player, and then the propaganda, the agendas are all out. Now he's no longer a good player. Now he's Mr. Glass. He's not durable. Look at his injury record. All nonsense. All nonsense. And you know what? From a judo standpoint, I'm gonna use all that momentum against him, talk him down, say that he's poor, say that he's not good, and then when he kicks off in the season, yep, he can be a tap-in merchant, how people want to describe him. Thank you very much for the season that's coming up, because he's gonna do the business.
Basically, you know what I'm gonna do? Yeah, the same regards that they hold Haaland for, I'm gonna hold Darwin Núñez for. If he does not get what they say Haaland should not get, 30 goals plus. If Darwin Núñez doesn't get it, even, you know what the funny part is, even useless players like Otamendi and Mangala have a better first touch than this white Andy Carroll. Or even my grandma has a better touch than him.
Come down, Adam. You came in with the smoke. Okay, so Don, Adam, and Vettel. Let's start off what we came here for. Enough of this useless Liverpool team that has finished second for 4 times and failed to win the league and also failed to win the UCL. Look, guys, we signed Haaland. Obviously, I didn't want to do this video right away. I think Veda, you also mentioned that you saw I didn't do the video right away. I let it chill. I wanted everything to settle down. I wanted all the videos to come out. Yeah, I wanted all the videos to come out, so we all relax. Unfortunately, this is not football and chill. We missed it on Wednesday. I didn't really see much to talk about on football and chill, so let's not force the situation. So coming here, I'm going to start with you, Don. Yeah. You've seen what the City media have done with the whole social media team, with the whole Haaland situation. Did you enjoy what they've done, or you're like, they could have done better with the review and everything?
Man. Forget even all of that. My first feeling was relief. You know, after last summer, a transfer saga with Kane, right?
Yeah.
Hence, I was like, Kane, no. Yeah. I'm like, forget that pre-announcement which they done when they agreed the contract. Until I see him in a shirt, this deal is not done. Especially with Mbappe not going, because it's starting off whereby are we going to be in for another long saga? And the fact that I feel as if our media team is actually getting better with the times, because
because they used to do that useless dub video. Remember?
Yes. I think from the Grealish signing, if you watch the announcement video from Grealish, you could see that they're actually trying to take it into the next step and catch up with the times. And I was happy because it killed most of the rumors of he's not a CD fan. The fact that he had a picture of himself once he was young, and they managed to recreate it as if we blasting into the past and then coming back into the future. I think that was very smart to go that way. Now I was just relieved and happy, and I know it's gonna bang, and it's something that we haven't had. I would say a big signing like this. I would say maybe the biggest ones were when the takeover happened around 2009 when we got in all the guys. Because most of our signings,
4 guys where we got David Silva,
Patrick. You know what the funny part is? You know what the funny part is? I said it to you before we even got him. I said to you and Carl in the group. I said it to you. I said to you guys, don't be surprised if they do something with his involving his dad or something from the past. I knew it. Just the way from the marketing that they, as soon as you get Haaland and the story that there is with the club, it's a no-brainer to just use that history to use it as a marketing ploy. I knew from the get-go that they would do that. That's why I said to you guys, you Carl, that I would not be surprised if they end up doing it, and I was proven right.
Yeah, true. You were right about that. You're right about that. Let me just read some of these comments. That must be Veda, obviously. Veda is always in a car. Man's always driving. Okay. Anyway, so cool. Let me just read some of these delicious comments by the guys over here. You always want what you can't get. I'm not sure what you meant by that, Big Falcon. Haaland feels disrespected. He will end that debate next season. Yeah, with the disrespect with Núñez, the fraud from Uruguay.
What's his name? Daniel or whatever. Sorry if I butchered your name. Yeah, I'm gonna say something bold, yeah. But watch, yeah, I could be proven wrong, but clip this, yeah. Haaland at the end of next season will win the Golden Boot and the Young Player Award. I'm telling you that now. Mark my words. Clip this. If I'm proven wrong, I'll put my hands up and apologize. But Haaland's gonna win the Golden Boot, yeah, and the Young Player Award, and even probably, possibly, the Player of the Award if they don't give it to one of these wankers, Liverpool players.
Yeah, fair. Look, you're not late, McLavin. Welcome to the show. You're not late. We've been going for just 13 minutes. Yes, perfect timing. So yeah, it's perfect timing for you, man. Patrick is cooking like De Bruyne will cook next season. Man, today we're here to cook, man. It's a Friday. As Carl says, obviously there might be some kids watching, but today I have my bottle of Jameson. This is the first time I'm trying it. Just the first sip. So don't worry, we're gonna be cooking. It's going to be one of those cooking sessions and flexing our muscles. Big up to the panel. Big up to you too, man. Big up to you too. Kukurea's agent is Manchester. Yeah, I heard about that. We're also going to talk about him. Even though this is about Haaland, we're also going to talk about him. Julian Alvarez is better than Darwin Núñez. I agree with that. His movement is way better. Haaland's announcement was 10 out of 10 because he did the job. Now when people think Haaland, they think Man City. Okay, but I get it. Yeah, let me see. There's a comment just mixing my gene. Go ahead, man. Don't smoke. Mix that gene. Today is the day. We're going to pop them bottles. It's always Carl who pops bottles, but today it's our day. Carl, I told you I'm gonna pop bottles. Today is the day I'm gonna popping bottles today. So McLavin, you're right, man. Abdullah, if Haaland gets service, we shouldn't get worried, man. Do you remember those inshallah crosses that De Bruyne does? The one where we're like, what the hell is De Bruyne doing? Carl, I think you and me have spoken halftime and said, what the hell is our team doing spamming crosses?
Patrick,
Carl, I'm gonna let Adam, let me just I'll ask Carl something. So I think now I don't think we're gonna have those halftime talks anymore saying why are we spamming crosses, isn't it?
No, because you have a 6'4" guy who's.
He's not 6 foot. Apparently, he grew a bit. Did you see in the video?
I saw that. So he grew within like a month, like an inch, like a month. It's crazy.
That's bloody crazy.
This is
this guy is not a human being, man.
Okay, let me also be honest, Carl. Even Núñez versus Delap, I think given a chance will do better.
You know the funny thing about this guy is, so those crosses you talk about coming from De Bruyne, everybody thinks he may score with his head. He's actually going to score with his feet and his leg.
Yeah.
Do you remember the game that he played in the Bundesliga? I think it was against some, I don't know, it was Bayern or some team, where somebody crossed the ball to him, Patrick. Naturally, he couldn't get to the ball, so he jumped in the air sideways and then volleyed the ball into the net. Do you remember that goal? Does anybody remember that goal?
Which game was this?
I'll find the clip. Where basically, you know the Bundesliga logos of a football player in the air volleying the ball into the net, like that's their Bundesliga.
Oh logo. Yeah, I know he volleyed it that side.
Yeah, so they basically superimposed him on that logo, saying that was him. It was crazy, man. He couldn't get to the ball with his head, so he jumped up in the air and volleyed the ball with his, I think, right foot into the goal. You know, somebody crossed the ball.
He volleyed over the keeper, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, this guy is a finisher, man. He's De Bruyne. You know, when De Bruyne does that,
did somebody read this comment? I think
when De Bruyne did his Haaland tribute when he scored 4 goals against Wolves, that wasn't by accident, Patrick. De Bruyne knows what he's doing. De Bruyne is going to cook next season, man. I'm telling you, he's going to cook.
Nah, you know who was? You know who was? I feel like this was. You know who was? I feel like he's going to thrive with Haaland, Cancelo, because Cancelo, the amount of counter stands, Cancelo will whip a ball, yeah, and he's whipping it to people who bloody 5 foot something that can barely jump.
Okay, cool. So guys, as I said, I'm gonna start with you, Adam, because you're very anxious and you're firing today. I see you want to smoke today. So, what did you think of this? I repeat again. Did this because we predicted this. I remember. Was it Carl in the video we're talking about Haaland? Carl said, I hope they redo this or show his father. I was hoping the video where the father, he passed the jersey to the father. I was hoping the father passes the jersey to him, like passing over to the son. You know what I mean? Like it's your turn now to cook. But anyway, I loved everything.
No, it has to go the other way. It has to go.
What do you think of this moment?
Yeah, it has to be the son giving him. Yeah, it has to be I mean, the videos we saw were perfect. I mean, it wasn't over the top, but it was emotional, it was emotive, it was connective. You could resonate with it. I found myself feeling very, very proud to be a City fan because of what that video, and there's still more to come. Did you watch the video where he was talking about? I thought I was showing you the old clips of his old games. Did you watch that?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Out of interest, are the Man City videos? Are they copyrighted?
I
Yeah.
think so.
One guy did a reaction. One City fan did a reaction, and I don't see his video being put down.
You can, yeah. There's a certain format. If you're gonna do a reaction playing a video, there's certain rules. You just have to reduce it in size. It can't be the majority of the screen, but you can actually play it. There's ways to kind of game around it.
No, yeah,
But,
I'll do that. I'll do that next time. Let me not risk it. But anyway, Veda,
Yeah.
what did you think when you saw this, especially when he threw the shirt on the chair?
Man, so even before that, with the teaser, he threw the pillow. He just threw the pillow on the couch and walked away, right?
Yeah, he did, and then later on he threw the jersey.
Yeah, and then later on he threw the jersey. So the thing that I loved about it, and sorry I couldn't comment earlier with what Adam was saying, but he was bang on. He said, "Hey, maybe they're moving real slow with this because they have something big to reveal. Like they're going to make this more than the sitting at the table, signing the contract or holding up the jersey," which they absolutely did. And like Carl just said, the fact that they tied in history and they tied in the connection to his dad, and obviously it was moments of Manchester City not necessarily being at its heights, right? Was so fitting because it's not just us that are watching these videos.
Yeah.
I happen to be in a few spaces, and I heard in particular rival fans being, what's the significance with the couch? Like what was the point of him? So they didn't quite get the connection. They got to learn about it or heard about it, and then it just ties everything together. So the fans, I love it. For the fans that have been with Manchester City at that time, in terms of seeing the picture beforehand and knowing the connection, they're loving it. And for the news and for rivals, they're now seeing that there's a connection between past and present, and it's not a connection that many players can do. So I love that they amped it up. It was perfect. It was perfect. It
So
hit home.
do you know what pissed me off though, as on a personal note? What pissed me off is the fact that I'm pretty sure if there's a City fan out there who pretends that they caught it fast, we caught it all late. We caught it 2 days before. I think people said predicting 2 days. What pissed me off is the fact that none of us saw the fact that they were going to bring it out the day when his father signed for City. Do you get my point? That's what pissed me off. It was in the open. Like it was teased by a few people, and the articles came out, but I didn't read the date until last minute, days before. And I was like, oh shit, this might be real. Monday might be it.
Yeah.
What about John Smoke? John Smoke, what did
you
think?
You know what? If we had done some more digging, and would have figured it out. We didn't figure it out.
Yeah, but nobody really thought.
The reality is, we have to ask the question: is how many sons actually signed to the club that their father played for? It's rare, so it's not something that comes off the top of your head. So I think that's what made it a bit more spicy and interesting. That they actually planned this. They sat down and okay, we have to make it memorable, because that actually makes it memorable for the player as well. Because he can be sitting, like, let's say 10, 20 years down the line, like, shit, what's one of your most proud moments? He's like, no, I signed for the same club my father played on the same day. Yeah. That's not something that anyone gets to say. So big up to them for being able to sit down and plan it down to that detail.
And you also mentioned something. I don't know if you can expand on that. You said the City media team has learned their lesson because they were doing that dubstep thing. Remember the dub thing where they just show the graphics? That was annoying. I thought that was like weak. Like we were breaking records. Like Mahrez 60 million. Mahrez 60 million, and all you have is a dubstep.
That one that we used to do, it pissed me off. I used to think, oh, what kind of shit is this? I could do a better job.
See,
like put some effort, man. Like put some effort. Go ahead.
There's one player we need to give a new contract. It must be Riyad Mahrez. Okay? Because the work that boy did last year, Agent Mahrez,
he deserves it.
Does he
That-
deserve it? Does he deserve a new deal, or does he deserve agent percentages?
deserves
Yeah, he
agent
deserves a commission.
I think agent deserves a commission, not a new deal.
This
I
is a
wouldn't
lovely
push that
picture,
far.
Patrick. This is a lovely picture. This is a
We
lovely
could always,
picture. And
we
you know
could
the funny
always
thing about
offer
The pictures are everywhere. If you dig deep into the city media, there's pictures every angle. And to be honest
don't
with you,
smoke. The thing about this picture, the thing about this picture is that it means something, right? It's not like
Yeah, you can
bring
see.
Mbappe and you just, it has meaning, it has depth, it has, resonates with the fan base, and it's just a beautiful picture. It's not just
it also, if you look deep into Haaland's eyes, he's sort of saying it to the Madrid fans that cry more.
Like,
no, just look at it.
You know what the funny part was? When I was watching this, when I was watching it, yeah, I was emotional, like to see that. The times where I was watching.
Did you cry?
Patrick.
Did you cry, Adam?
Yeah, a bit. Though, I'm not gonna lie. To be honest,
this would be the opposite of United signing De Jong, a player who doesn't want to come, compared to a player who doesn't want to come.
Exactly.
De Jong, you're right about that. Don't smoke. That brings me to this guy. Okay, this has nothing to do with the topic, but
which guy?
Did you guys see the shamelessness of Barcelona? I don't know, Kyle, you were not there because you've been busy with work, but Venta and Don't Smoke, I was supposed to be on the HH show yesterday, but I told HH that I had work. And guys, do you know that during a live show, Kyle, the way when you have been monetized on YouTube, they were receiving super chats. Did you see that? Don't Smoke. They were receiving super chats.
Barcelona.
Kyle, they were receiving super chats. Chats. Don't Smoke. Tell him they were receiving super chats.
Yeah, as a way to fund the club. Like, guys, let's save this club from drowning.
Somebody sent $400 to say this is for you to terminate Untiti's contract.
Literally, no, shameless.
My God.
It's a shame, man. A big club just because of Messi. Messi left. Messi carried that club on his back.
Yeah, no, they lost a lot of revenue with Messi going. Well, people don't get that. As much as they paid Messi a lot, Messi also brought a lot of money into the club. So by him leaving, a lot of revenue left with him.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna start with you, Adam, since you're the one who's about to say something. So the issue now, right? Obviously, it's bullshit, but you know yourself, we are sort of I don't know if you can call it a podcast. We are sort of a show, so we have to talk. So obviously, our main reaction is bullshit, BS, hatred, jealousy. I'm gonna start with you, Adam. Then I'll go to Don't Smoke, Carl, Veta. How is Haaland going to fit in the Prem? Let's pretend as if people are talking shit, which they've been talking ever since he signed in. Because I saw a show, I was like, oh, the same people who were saying Haaland is a killer are now saying, how is he going to fit in the Prem? So now I'm asking you guys fresh, Adam, how do you think he's going to fit in the Prem? Do you think the first game, West Ham, is banging goals?
Yes. And I'm telling you, the question that I got asked right was, listen, where did Kevin De Bruyne come from? Where did Leroy Sané come from? And where did Gundogan come from? That's the three questions that I got asked him.
Adam, let me even add to that for you. Where did Vincent Kompany come from?
Yes, thank you very much. Where did Vincent Kompany come from?
Huh?
They talk about Bundesliga tax, but where did all of these three players come from?
Yeah, let's talk about that. Does Bundesliga tax exist or it's bullshit?
It's nonsense.
Guys, get involved. Guys in the comments.
It's absolutely
nonsense. I don't
think
it's Bundesliga tax. I think it's just players. If you're a quality player, you're a quality player wherever you play.
Smoke. Period.
Right.
Period.
No, Bundesliga tax
does exist.
No, but you know what the problem is? The Premier League is much much fast paced than say what the Bundesliga is.
Not you.
The Premier League is much fast paced. In the Premier League, you don't get that much chances.
Adam, the problem with this whole Bundesliga tax is only one problem. It's that your club is managed by the wrong manager. Because every person who came from Germany to our club, Leroy Sané, Gundogan, Kevin De Bruyne, Vincent Kompany,
so basically that tax belongs to Chelsea.
It's not a Bundesliga tax.
It belongs to Chelsea.
There have been terrible tax. That's the issue.
So Chelsea.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Carl
Yes.
stole.
Okay,
Carl
let's be
stole what I
honest,
was gonna
because
say.
it's Chelsea. Let's not hide. Okay, Don,
But the
let's
thing
not
is,
hide. This tax
they
belongs
just
to Chelsea.
they just bought players who are not really of the quality as they thought they were. Because Werner is a bum. Like, let's be honest. Footballing wise, listen, like you get
Calm
players
down,
who no,
calm down.
listen, Patrick. You see when you have space
Yeah.
and time, you get given the grace to look better than you are, right? And that's
Yeah.
just footballing. That's just football, right? So for example, like a player like Sterling, if he goes into a league where he's gonna get space and time, he will be next thing he could be going for Ballon d'Or nominations. Now the thing is, if you go to a big club, and we started with Lukaku, you're not counter-attacking nine out of 10 times. You have the ball and you have to you basically have to take the initiative. Now, if you want really good from a footballing standpoint, you're gonna struggle. So it's not. I don't think it's Bundesliga tax. It's just if you buy the wrong player, they're not gonna work.
Okay.
Where was Bundesliga tax when the Kai Havertz scored the goal in the Champions League? What are we talking? I mean, the reason why all this stories is because City got Erling Haaland and they didn't get Erling Haaland, right? What about Portuguese tax with Nunez? What about Salah? What about Italian tax with Salah? What about Keita? Didn't Keita come from Germany? Didn't Minamino come from Salzburg in Austria? It all depends on your coach and the team that you go to. They must find something to talk about. That's why we're having this whole Bundesliga tax. And so what about English tax in the Champions League? Real Madrid beat City, Liverpool, and Chelsea. Is there no English tax there?
Exactly.
So
it's just bullshit. Okay, let me read these comments before I go to Veta. Says it was against Schalke Cow. Okay, I get what you mean. Liverpool PR had to hype Nunes because they look, even though after they hyped Nunes, his numbers did not reach Haaland's numbers. Haaland had 520k in likes, and Nunes only had 30k. Look, let's not compare the two. I'm tired of this foolishness. Go ahead,
my brother. It's not even a debate to have. I'm sorry. It's not even the debate to have. It's like saying you want to compare Darwin Núñez to Mbappe. Is anybody in their right mind compare Darwin Núñez to Mbappe? So why are you comparing
only useless Liverpool fans?
I think certain conversations they persist because we perpetuate them. Like there is no conversation between.
Nobody does. They're having that conversation to themselves.
6 months ago, who even knew of Núñez? The only Núñez I knew was Ruben from.
I mean, we knew of him. We talked about him here. In fact, we did a show, Patrick, where we talked about strikers. We actually profiled all the strikers, right? And we look at all of them. And the reality was, Núñez was okay. It's nice to have. We look at Vlahovic. We looked at.
But he was number 4, I think. So he was like the fourth.
Number 4. So big.
What is this, Carl? What is this I see?
What's that?
Your avatar. What's that?
Oh, so that is the goal that John Stones saved in 18-19 season that denied Liverpool the goal. Remember that?
Are you still on that smoke?
I'm smoking that forever, man. I'm smoking that forever.
Cool. Anyway, I'll read the comments. But guys in the comments, right? Do me a favor. Share the vid. Take your time. I'll give you about 2 minutes. Share the vid. Share it with your family. Share it with everybody. Put it on the TV. Bring everybody in the family to watch. Because today we're going to be cooking. So we've got Don't Smoke, who's drinking his gin. I'm drinking my Jameson. I don't know where my brother Kao is today. If he's at home, he's been so busy. That's why the video I did the other night. Kao, I don't know if you saw my video. I did a random video. I came from work and just switched on the camera and just started asking questions.
I've been so busy, Patrick. It's been crazy.
Yeah, I know you have. I know you have, my brother. Veta.
Yeah, I'm going to go and tell Sheikh Mansour next week to make sure he signs Calvin Phillips and Cucurella. I'm traveling to go and see him.
And I have seen my brother Veta has become famous. He's everywhere. Our brother Veta is everywhere. He's on every network. Obviously, I have been hanging him on that network because when I'm not available, all I do is throw Veta because I know Carl, you're busy because I've known you're busy, so I've been throwing Veta. But Veta,
that's good, man.
Carl, if you haven't seen, Veta has now been baptized in the Twitter sphere, in the
What happened
YouTube
to him?
sphere now, because he's going on the HH panel, which is one of the most hostile panels. Don't Smoke knows that. He's gone on the football talents panel, which is also very hostile. So Veta is now advancing his skills in the YouTube sphere.
See, Veta does things that I can't do, right? So Veta has this ability to just cool things down and argue in ways that I simply cannot do, and that's why I love the guy, right?
You know what? Don't. Would you imagine Carl on the HH half whole panel?
Oh man.
That would be crazy.
You might end up asking the host to leave his own show.
Okay, good. So, okay, let me just read this before we go to something, because I want us to also, even though I talked about it myself, but I want you guys to talk about it now because I want to hear your opinion. It was just me and Vet on the other show, but I want to hear your opinion. Vet is frozen again as he's got brick internet. He lives in Canada, but he's using internet from Malawi. So driving can't type or we'll just listen. Oh, cool, man. Just type. We want you to get involved. That was brilliant inside. Yeah. What about the inside city, the one for Haaland, where he speaks with his dad? I think Carl mentioned it. How do you think about that, Veta? Where his dad was a gangster, wasn't he? My God.
Veta, go ahead, man.
All those fouls, man. What do you think about that, Veta?
You know what? When Adam was talking earlier and he said he got a little choked up, when I was sitting and watching that, it meant a lot, man. It meant a lot to see a dad, sitting with his son, proud, but at the same time, he's proud for what his son's doing, and he's also a little embarrassed because he's looking at what the state of the game was back then and where he played. And you always want more. You always want better for your kids, right? So to see how, I don't think we can argue that Erlen is touted and is seen as a better player than his father is, right? And again, he's got a career to do, but the fact that he's so in high demand, just seeing that moment of a proud dad was really great. And then the way they were showing some of those matches and some of the highlights and lowlights in terms of like a player's career, and all players have it. It was really good. I'm not going to say that I cried like Adam did, but it was a moment. It was a moment.
Looking at that, I think it shows you where Haaland gets his mentality from, right? Because when I look at Alfie, I see someone of that Roy Keane ilk, whereby these guys, they played with their hearts. It's like, you know what? For you to score, you must be better than me, right? That kind of mentality, which a lot of players lack now. So, and I think it's created a family kind of a dynamic, showing the values of City. That City is more of a family-oriented club, right? Because even if you see the fan base, most of them are family-oriented, and is that thing? It goes back into the concept of we actually not signing a player, we're signing a fan, someone who's a fan of ours into the club, because you can see he's got that bond with the City culture, City fan base. He grew up here. He supported at one point in time, so. I think it makes it's not even just a marquee signing. It's like we got one of our own who is the best in the world to come and play for us.
There is a comment here by Daniel. Tell me what you want, but I think Haaland will stay here more than 5 years. Or even 10 years. If Benzema leaves Madrid, they can go for Werner.
So I'm hearing that in his contract, there's a release clause that kicks in.
Somebody said no. Somebody said it's a lie.
No. Let me explain. There's a release clause that kicks in, I think, in year 3 or so for 200 million euros. And then I think year 4 or so, 175. So if you want to bring 200 million for a guy who paid 50 million for in 3 years' time, we'll take the money.
Can I ask something that though?
Yeah.
Haaland being a fan, right? No, let me just ask something. Let me get closer to the mic. Okay. Haaland being a fan of the club. Obviously, I believe him. He's not lying to us. He's been to the games. Excuse me. Sorry. He's posted pictures when we were playing Champions League. You know what I mean? The time even when we knocked out Dortmund, you were saying, come on, City, against PSG. So basically, he's a fan of the club.
Oh, wow.
You look at people like David Silva, who were not even fans of the club, Aguero,
Yeah.
who those rumors that are going to use us as stepping stones. At that time, I wouldn't mind. Yes, if we were used as stepping stones, it was going to happen because we didn't have that sort of pull. Our football is not as great as now. Our team was not one of the best in the world. Let's not lie to ourselves. Even after we won the first Premier League, even the FA Cup. So we're talking about Haaland, who's a fan. So he gets the love from the fans. Don't you think he's going to, like, if David Silva was convinced because of the fans to stay? What about Haaland?
I think I know where you're going to. And there's, I think that this kid hasn't yet played a game at home in a home stadium. I'm telling you that when this guy gets into the stadium against, I think it's Bournemouth, we're playing second game of the season. The reception he will get, I'm telling you, will be so moving, both for him and his family. It will be a magnificent reception. I guarantee you, it will move him. And those are the kinds of emotional connections that you're going to see that changes the player's mentality and his mind and makes him fall in love with the club. Look at Aguero, fell in love with the club. David Silva fell in love with the club. Kompany fell in love. Kevin De Bruyne has fallen in love with the club, which is why for me,
one thing.
Kevin, in my opinion, should be the captain going forward because he has embodied what Manchester City is about now, the modern Man City is about now.
Yeah,
what I would say is, by one thing about this club, and you've seen it through and through, is what I praise the integrity of the club, right? Whereby this club will never hold a player back. It's more like we want you here as long as you want to be here, and I think the thing of putting a release clause is it's an act of good faith, saying that we're not going to hold you back if 2-3 years down the line you feel we're not the best place for you to be, and it's that thing we've seen. Even let's say, for example, like the Bernardo rumors that are here, the club is like, okay, find us an acceptable offer, and if you want to go, we're not going to hold you back, and we've shown it. Sané went, Torres went, and by being here, I don't think there's a better place to go. Because we're competing for the best titles, right? Even of recently, Champions League, we are there. It's just a matter of getting over the line. Premier League, it's the odds. It's either us or the next person. So once you come here, that's when you realize that you can't go higher, but you can only go lower.
Yeah, you're right about that.
I agree with you.
You know what? As much as like the guys who are in the comments, guys in the comments, I'm going to read your comments in a few minutes. But after this, because we have spoken about Haaland, and there's about 20 of you watching now, which is amazing. Like the vid. You know what? Let me talk to you. As I said on my status, was it months ago? I said I'm going to be more greedy and less humble. You better like the vid because some of you frauds come here and just watch and they don't like the vid. Like the vid, come on, show us some support. There's Veta, there's Don't Smoke, there's Cow. Cow, who's got his groupies. Cow, by the way, as soon as you were not on my other video, Cow, people almost hanged me just because you were not on the other video. But anyway, we want you to show us some love, because we do this for the passion, we do this for the love. We want to come here and do it for you guys. Show us some likes, like the vid, subscribe to Veda Games, subscribe to Pitch Points. That's the channel that Carl started. Me and Carl on that channel next season will be concentrating a lot of Champions League games. So Carl, as we spoke about last time on our last vid, that we're going to do a lot of Champions League games on Pitch Points, and then we'll stick to the City stuff elsewhere, because a lot of City fans were telling us that sometimes, why are you talking about other games? Don't Smoke is going to be a regular here because I like him. Me and him almost made Madrid fans cry one night. Go watch that on the HH show. So like the vid, guys. Like the vid. Don't be a fraud. Like the vid. So let me just read a comment here. It says, hello from the UK, John Waters. How you doing, John Waters? Respect to you, man. John Waters, respect to you. Welcome. I'm just in Ireland. First year under Pep is never easy, lads. It's true. It's never easy. But something tells me that Haaland will find a tap in. In this Man City team, Haaland will find a tap in. As they are talking about Haaland's injuries, no, forget about that. in Dortmund, they did not handle him so well. In Salzburg, he had better records because they handled him better. But in Dortmund, as soon as he's back, they were putting him on painkillers, throwing him. They're going to handle him better. That's why Alvarez is not going on loan. Again today, did you see what Fabrizio said? Out of nowhere, he just said, again, City have made a statement. A lot of clubs are looking for Alvarez. High top-class clubs are looking for loans. They told them no again. Bundesliga tax doesn't apply to us, only United and Chelsea, especially Chelsea. Let's read this. Werner and Havertz so overrated while they were in the Bundesliga. Everyone hyped them without actually watching them. I don't think they were. I think Werner goes to Liverpool. We have another story. I don't know if it's just me, but Werner goes to Liverpool with another story.
I agree.
We wanted Havertz. Havertz is talented. I like Havertz, man. Havertz doesn't hide when there's a big game. The only issue about him is he hides when there's a small game. So there's a lot of small games in the Prem. You better perform. Don't smoke is right. Werner is pants. Don't smoke. You get in the pants here. Patrick, Haaland scored 23 CL goals in 22 games. Bundes tax exists because of the bum Werner. No, Werner, yeah. Like that avatar, Carl. Somebody likes your avatar. Man City go. Waters, how are you doing, man? Haaland's goal ratio in every competition is 0.95 UCL, 1. What did you tell us again, Carl? Is it months ago? You said Haaland has got a 98 conversion rate.
Yeah, I think his conversion ratio I saw was like 90-something%. That is of the chances that he tries to score. The opportunities that he has like a 90% or so, 90% conversion ratio. So
okay,
he's finishing.
that's very good. Okay,
so
cool. So there's a comment here from Origin. That's Annie. Annie, how you doing, man? How you doing, man? Shout out to you, man. One thing that's important when comparing strikers, you have to look beyond the stats. If you look at the quality of the finish with Haaland, there is no doubt this guy is a killer. That's true. Colin Bell is the king. Yeah, Colin Bell is the king. And I like the fact that this season we dedicated the jersey to him. My jersey was ordered on Friday. Possibly it's going to be here by the end of this week. I ordered the jersey, but I have no name at the back. I still have the Haaland jersey. I dropped some sauce on it. I had to put bleach to remove the sauce because it was the white jersey, unfortunately. Vetter never loses his temper. Yeah, Vetter never loses his temper. That's what I've noticed. And I have thrown Vetter in some dodgy panels, and I was surprised he wasn't scratched. He's come out without a scratch. Vincent Kompany to Burnley. You know what, guys? Guys in the comments, do me a favor, right? You can give us topics. Right now, we cannot continue talking about Haaland this much. We know we have Haaland. Haaland is our guy. I know we're going to talk about Bernardo Silva because, Carl, I know you've got some words for Bernardo Silva like I do. We are going to talk about Vincent Kompany to Burnley right now on this stream. I don't know about the other guys. If they have something to do, they're going to tell me in the private comment. But we can talk about a lot of stuff. So tell us in the comments what you want us to talk about. We're going to talk about Vincent Kompany right now because I saw his interview. Vincent Kompany seems to be so confident. I also saw a video of Vincent Kompany shouting at the players in Belgium, tell them you've never seen a side of me. I don't like foolishness. I know I'm nice, but I don't want people to take advantage of my kindness. I was like, this is the reason why this guy was our captain. So guys, look, those are the comments. Thank you for the comments. We'll read more comments in a few minutes. Oh my God, guys, the comments are coming. Haaland retires at City. I hope he does, Annie. Poor, sad Madrid. Don't like being rejected. We're also going to talk about La Liga, guys. Let's talk about La Liga too. That useless guy who brought his comments. So, guys, I hope you're keeping all these. Some of you are keeping notes because we're going to talk about it a lot. Okay, let's get back. So, guys, I've read the comments. I'm going to send about the comments later. Blue Studio. I'm going to send you the link in a few minutes. Okay, guys, so let's talk about Kompany going to Burnley. Obviously, there's a title of the video, but let's change. Let's switch. A lot of people are talking about Kompany. Don't smoke. I'm going to start with you. Did you see the interview? I saw the interview. I don't know if you saw the interview. Kompany to Burnley. Is that going to work? Or it's too early?
For me, it's not even. I don't know. Look at the interview. I'm happy with the path he's taken. Right. I think for a manager, it's important to earn your stripes. Right. Especially when once you get a bigger job, the dressing room will respect you. Because they know that you didn't get this job because of your player credentials, right? That you got it because of your manager prowess or your potential as a manager. Let's look, for example, as an Arteta. jumps straight being Pep's assistant and goes to a big club like Arsenal. The stars there are gonna be like, you know what? I think as a player, I was actually even better than you. You haven't proven yourself as a manager, so why should I listen to you? You understand? So avoid such of those dynamics. That's why I even respected Gerrard. He was like, no, let me go to Rangers, a smaller club. Okay, historically big, but in terms of stature of in Europe, a bit smaller. Then once I prove myself there, I'll go to a bigger place, and that's what Company done. He went to Anderlecht in his
Yeah.
hometown, got some respect. So now when he walks into the Burnley dressing room, you're not looking at a rookie, right? You're looking at someone who was a good player. He's shown himself on the pitch that no, I know how to manage, right? And I wish him all the success as a City legend because he's given us a lot of proud moments and stuff. So I'm happy for him to see what's the adventure unfolds.
So what about you, Carl? Since you're about to leave us in a few minutes, I know you're going for a game. What do you think about Company to Burnley? Do you think this is going to work, or is it too early for him to come to the Premier League, to the Champions?
I think he's brave, and he should. I wish him the best. I'm going to be watching him a lot now. I'm going to be supporting Burnley a lot now. I wonder that our Burnley friend, I wonder what he thinks about this. But I think it's a good move. I mean, why not? You know, another coach of color in the football league within England, a legend of Man City, and his stripes in a championship club. If he gets promoted, that's huge. That's going to be huge.
Yeah, you're talking about Turfmore. He's actually in the comments. There is a comment from Turfmore. It says Big Vinny. Yeah, so he sees that Vinny Vinny's gonna do. I think he'll do well. I think he's the way he carries himself.
Patrick, we could always help them out. We could send them Dalat, or your son Lavia to help them out.
Exactly.
That's the benefit of having Company there. You know, you won't like us sending your son there, but we have to send your son there.
No, he might go there because but Southampton want him, so maybe Lavia might be best to leave him in the Premier League.
I think it's.
Go ahead, David.
I think it's a great move. I think it's a great move. Like you guys were just talking about, you have to be battle tested. You have to earn. You kind of have to earn your right to get to, let's say, the bigger clubs or to be trusted with winning or earning more success. And I think Company's has been doing it the right way. I also think it's going to be unavoidable to see the influence that Pep and obviously other managers that Company's been under, but in particular Pep, to inspire former players to get into coaching. Right? For him to get into it, it's not unnatural. Many former players get into coaching, but I think the Pep effect is going to be huge because we're seeing now how assistant coaches are being poached in a way, and I think we're also going to see the influence that he has on players that have had great success going into coaching and obviously taking elements of what Pep has done as a manager. So I think Company's going to be one of many that are going to kind of go down this route.
Right, so even KDB went through that route as well. Now KDB has his managing license as well.
Yeah, and I think I heard Gundogan too. Is that true?
Yeah, Gundogan. Yeah, that's true because he was.
Yeah.
I think he was managing the under 30s or something like that. I'm not sure what age group. Sorry.
What?
Annie says that he has to be careful with the English media, though.
Yeah,
I think by going to Burnley, it buys him that grace that he's not too much into the public limelight. Had he went straight into the Prem, then that's a different story. Then it's more like Vieira when he came. Everyone was touting him like, no, you're gonna get relegated. And by being in the Championship, it's more eyes off you. So it allows him more grace to actually experiment as well. Because at this age, at this stage of your career, most of the time you're actually experimenting. That's why it's more likely to fail. That's why it's more advisable. You go to a smaller club that the impact of your failure doesn't really tarnish your name for future jobs. Like let's say Lampard, you go to Everton, a club that's never been relegated. in the history of the Premier League. You and then you get them relegated.
Yeah.
Good luck on your next job.
Yeah.
So
The question is, what is success for him? What is failure for him, right? And that's the question. Nobody knows. I'm assuming success will be getting back to the Premier League, which the right signings he may be able to do, because that team is not really a bad team. They have some good players there.
Did the players stay, or some of them are going? I hear that defenders are going though.
He'll get some more. He'll get
because
some. Let's send it out there.
I think Tarkowski, I can't pronounce his name, Tarkowski or whatever his name is. He went to Everton.
He did. Okay, so does anybody else have anything to say about Vincent Kompany before we move on to something else?
I don't have something to say about Kompany, but I do want to say that I've got no problem being the stand-in if I'm Patrick B for some of these shows and some of these streams. I got no problem. So whenever you can't make it, Patrick, I'm happy to step in for you. I can't replace you. I'm okay being Patrick.
Did he just say Patrick B?
Patrick B. I have no problem being
Yeah,
Patrick
but Vena, some of these shows I've liked you so much. They've actually started calling you first, which is great because that's what we have to do.
Patrick is always replaceable. Patrick is always replaceable.
I know. That's what we have to do as content creators. I don't like the fact that, like, let's say, like, where we don't support each other, especially looking at the city content creators. There's not many of us, there's a few of us. So I'm always willing that, like, I give a lot of names. I just give names. If you're not available, somebody's available. You have to give somebody. Yeah.
This reminds me of that Gary Neville comment when I think James McAtee came on, and he was asking, he's like, where does City clone these guys? Because it might was Palmer. It's like a clone of David Silva. So creating a Patrick B clone.
Yeah, man. So Gundo, man, Gundo, all the best, man. I don't know when we're gonna have Gundo on a full stream. He's busy these days. So anyway, Gundo, shout out to you, man. Goodbye. I hope you enjoy your training. Tell us how you get on today. So, guys, let's move on. Let's move on from the Vincent Kompany topic. Let's move to another topic. Unfortunately, Gundo is leaving. I'm pretty sure he could have loved this topic because he also had a few things to say on this. But let's move on to Bernardo Silva. Guys, unfortunately, every time Bernardo Silva is given an interview, he never truly says he's committed to City. I've never seen him once say it. I'm not trying to say anything bad about Bernardo Silva, but I'm just trying to say, why doesn't he just once say, you know what, I am a City player, I have no comment. Do you get my point? I'm a City player, I have no comment. But he always leaves it open. He says, I'll talk about my position at the end of the term. Right now, I don't know what's going to happen. I have no idea. So,
I'll give one word on this one, Patrick. So
yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
If Barcelona can bring money, which they can't, let him go. I'm tired of this talking for years. You don't want to stay, go. McAtee will play. We don't need this kind of distraction. Why De Bruyne, who's the best player, doesn't talk like this now? Why are you talking like this? I beg to go.
I don't know. Yeah, you're right about that, Carl. What do you think? Don't smoke. What do you think? Like,
the reality
seems to leave the door open.
I'm saying the reality is, I don't know if everyone is aware of it. Grealish was actually Bernardo's replacement. That was the plan. So Bernardo was supposed to leave last summer, but because a suitable offer couldn't come in, is why he stayed behind. Bernardo was he's made up his mind since last summer. Then when they couldn't sit down with him. Come again?
Now I'm saying that's the truth of it. If for me, if a player does not want to be at the club, there's no point of forcing him, holding him to ransom and staying at the club.
And then I think most people, when it actually adds up to why I think we're going in for Phillips and Cucurella, because I could see us playing in a different formation next season, a 3-5-2. Because whereby we might actually have Rodri and Phillips sitting, and probably De Bruyne ahead of them, and either one of two. So that's why I think why Phillips is actually being touted, because if you see Bernardo's role last summer was actually much deeper to help Rodri.
Yeah.
Right. So he dropped
Yeah.
deeper to play almost as a double pivot with Rodri. So the question is, who else could do that? And as good as Gundogan is, he doesn't really have the legs to track back, especially in transition.
Yeah, so
That's
sorry
why.
for cutting you, Don. Sorry for cutting you. Guys on Twitter, find us on YouTube. Find us on True City Fan on YouTube. I'm going to cut off the feed on Twitter. So no more Twitter. Find us on YouTube.
Like on
That's where
the
you're gonna find
like
us.
on the like on Bernardo Silva, the only way Barcelona could get their man is the only thing that me and Carl have been saying is a swap deal with Frankie De Jong
Frankie.
and Bernardo Silva. That's the only way that Barcelona are
Yeah.
able to get
Yeah.
Bernardo Silva. Other than that, cash. I don't know where Barcelona are gonna get that
Yeah,
from.
but what do you think of these interviews? Because every time he gets
No.
interviewed after a game, he
I don't-
seems like he's twerking.
Yeah, I
I'm
don't
not
get.
done. What else? So what I was saying is, his mind is made up. It's got nothing to do with him being undecisive. No, he wants to leave to be closer to his family, especially with the pandemic and all of that. He wanted to be closer to his family, and it was more like, you know what? Because I love the club, I will give you one more season. Right. And Bernardo's the type of player whereby if he's on the pitch, he gives it his all. So it's more like it's us repaying that good faith that he showed us. So I think it's in both parties' best interest that we honor what we agreed on. And that was for him this summer to leave, and hence I think we're trying to get the replacement quickly in, and then we can see plan the exit strategy, whether it's a swap deal for De Jong, because I don't see Barca paying us Bernardo's value. It's probably gonna be a swap deal with someone. That's what I see as the most feasible solution.
Yeah, and to add to that, I think how he's conducting himself in the interviews, if he's quote unquote just being neutral, like he's not committing to Manchester City, but he's not also putting it out there that he's looking to go. Like if he's keeping neutral, I'm not too upset with that. I also think that it's good business now with Manchester City looking to get his replacement first before even letting any of those talks kind of escalate. I think that's fine. It's going to be we need an Energizer Bunny to replace him. We need someone that's going to be putting in the mileage, putting in the kilometers, and fitting in that system. So until he's found, like he can't expect just to be let go, because there has to be a proper replacement for him. And
For me, there's two replacements. Yeah, Enzo Fernandez, but for me, the perfect replacement is the Martin Nunes from Sporting.
But he's too raw though, because the thing is, you must understand
Nunes is going to Wolves, by the way, Adam. Nunes is going to Wolves.
Huh?
It's been done. It's due done, yeah.
The issue is you need someone who
Bloody
can
hell, man.
slot in right away, not someone who's gonna come and start learning because we're replacing a starter, someone who in every big game against Liverpool, Bernardo performs. So that's the magnitude of the scale that we're replacing. So as much as Nunes and Enzo, they're good prospects, are they ready enough to handle the pressure? Because there'll be pressure of you coming in for Bernardo. So I think that's what makes it more difficult in replacing him.
Yeah, but the thing is, anyway, Abdullah, how are you doing, man? Is Abdullah with us?
I'm good.
Yeah, so what do you think, man, with this Bernardo Silva? Because he keeps twerking, he keeps leaving the door open instead of just telling people who are interviewing him that I'm a City player. I don't want to talk about that. He keeps saying we'll see what the future holds. We'll decide later on after I play my international games.
Honorable
mention.
Can we buy you Bernardo Silva and give you guys Jorginho, please?
Please don't give us that foolish.
Please no.
Foolish player. Please.
I don't want that.
Here with those foolish
I don't want that
You
fraud
have to give
Italian.
us both of your CLs and Kante on top of Kante and Kovacic.
I'm not giving you Kante. Stop now. Why? If If I give you Kante, you're killing my
Kante
team.
and two of the
That's the core of the team. I'm not giving you that's the core because if you get Kante,
Yeah, you
that's
see,
the game over.
even Emmanuel is saying, Nunes is a Wolves player. It's been
So for
done,
me,
Adams. It's been done.
I think for me, it depends on what Bernardo Silva want because does he want to go back to because Arsenal doesn't even despite them overruling their kind of in terms of their depth and everything. I think that for me, even if they're gonna buy players, they still have to pay the wages like 4 times of when the players they're buying. So regardless of how much they kind of improve their wages, it doesn't even if they buy players, it won't be up to what they want because if they take it back to La Liga still have to evaluate their players and their depth, which is gonna be 25 over 100. So they can be interested in as many players as possible. How long can they register? That's the key point. And to buy Bernardo, you have to either give you guys funky ding dong with some money. So I don't know if you guys gonna get ding dong or no, because he said he wants to play UCL football. He doesn't want to play with that terrorism football called Manchester divided. So I don't know. It depends on
I don't know.
what
I
Barcelona
don't.
and them Ding Dong himself wants.
Yeah, but in all fairness, I think as a player, you have to be honest where you want to go. Here is a comment by Harry Mills. I'd love for us to get Frankie Dion to replace Silky, and it will boil peace. Like that's what I've been saying. You don't bring Frankie Dion to replace Bernardo. It's more he replaces Gundogan. Okay, Ferran and Tiki cannot be trusted when dealing with Barcelona. I'm convinced that's true. I don't also trust them when they're dealing with Barcelona. They seem to twerk for Barcelona a lot. If Barca offer Gavi or Bernardo, that would be okay. Would you
But Gavi
accept
is
that,
about to
John?
but
You know what
Patrick,
it is? We
Gavi is
always
about
seem to do. We always seem to do Barcelona favors. A player will be worth say what
Yeah,
60
but by
million.
playing a charity match
Yeah,
between two games.
for me, the problem is this is what the problem is. Gavi is about to sign a new contract with Manchester City. So are they gonna give you guys Gavi? He's a young prospect and get the young. So it's gonna be difficult because now you're gonna get the young. So it's gonna be because Xavi is about to sign it. It's about to sign a new contract, and is one of their prospect player. So it depends on what Barcelona want. But they have to sell players regardless of how they kind of make their depth from negative to positive. They have to sell players. I think 4 or 5 players to balance the book. They have to sell.
Yeah,
They're,
it's
they're
true.
not
But
gonna give Gavi, Pedri. I think any Spanish player,
Mm-hmm.
the thing is, you must understand, a Spanish giant won't give you a Spanish prospect. You
Yeah.
understand?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's similar to the Mbappe thing, whereby PSG won't want to give you the best player from their country.
Yeah.
So that's where the youngest from Netherlands. So it's more like, okay, it's not really one of us because there's a bit of tribalism in
Yeah.
here. The fact that if we have to give midfielders, we're not going to give you a Spanish one. We're going to give you someone from outside. So Gavi and Pedri, you can forget. The only one who would be available is De Jong.
Yeah, that's
So
what the
it's simple.
problem is. Who wants to buy the young? Because you guys are linked to Calvin Phillips, which I believe is a replacement of Fernandinho. So where does Dingong, if we want to go, where does he play? Where does he play?
that's why I keep saying Frankie De Jong is not somebody who we're bringing in to replace Fernandinho. I'll bring him in to replace Gundogan because
Yeah.
yeah,
He can't replace because
that's,
Kevin Phillips can replace Fernandinho, which is fine because he can play that role very well. But you can't bring in Dingong to play that role. He's gonna get exposed. And the way Pep plays, you have to be very, very disciplined in that DM role.
No,
yeah,
the,
like
the thing is, I think the biggest problem is there aren't too many players of Bernardo of Silva's profile. That's just the
yeah,
sad
they're
reality.
not. Nobody
Especially
has the energy there. The
at
energy
the
has.
level. Yeah, because if you see what he does for us, it's almost like 2 players. It's almost like our Kante. If you look at it,
I agree.
and
it's very
so
technical.
replacing Kante,
It's
you need
very
2 players as
technical.
well for Chelsea. So
Yeah.
whatever you get, it's not going to be the same.
Yep. I agree. That's what I said. It depends on what they want, and it depends
Yeah,
on
but he for me like look, there's a comment. Everybody told me on Twitter that he's irreplaceable. I get it. We can't replace him, but the thing is, all I am asking Bernardo Silva is when you are interviewed, don't leave it open. You know what I mean? Don't smoke. Don't say,
Yeah.
see. Say
No, but the
it
thing
with your
is,
chest.
no, the thing is this, right? At the end of the day, you must understand it's still politics. Because if I say I want to go and I don't end up going, then it's what happens. Because the thing is, unless there's a offer on the table and you know you're leaving, you keep quiet.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's the same thing with Kane. You're gonna be
Yeah.
seeing paragraphs of apologies. Oh, I love this club and what? No, we know you want to leave. So that's so. Especially if you're in the good books of the fans,
Mhm.
because at the end of the day, you must understand these guys. That especially with the social media, they have an image to sell, and that's is you know what, I'm a loyal player and what. Even the young, as much as even if he wants to leave, he has to be like Barca is the best club until you leave, because you might not leave.
Yeah.
So the thing is, I think Bernardo is not that he's irreplaceable. He's irreplaceable within our current system. If
Yeah.
Bernardo leaves, we'll have to
The system
modify
changes.
how we play.
Yeah, the system can change. So
Yeah, his
there's a
profile
question
is
here.
hard to replace. That's the thing.
Yeah,
He's
it is. Yeah, but the
replaceable, but his
system can
profile is
change. Yeah.
hard.
Yeah, but the system can change. How have the players fared that went to Barcelona? Garcia was a bum. We knew that from the beginning. He was a bum. Jesse, big up to yourself, Patrick. Sending love from the Talk Football. Yeah, guys, if you want, guys, there's a good channel, Talk Football. Subscribe to that. It's very good. Also, subscribe to my boys Abdullah's channel. He does late night streams, but it's because he's in America. Pedro is more likely to go to Barcelona.
That is impossible. That is impossible. It's not gonna happen because Barcelona rate Pedri very highly than even Gavi. That is
Any
not possible.
Spanish player, man, especially the young ones, you can forget, man. Just
Forget about it. It can never go to never. Do you know how Barcelona rate Pedri?
especially with Xavi there. Maybe if Koeman was there, someone who who's or someone else who's not really from that Barcelona heritage.
But
Because for
Xavi
them,
Hernandez, it's not going. It's not going.
yeah,
nowhere.
because no, man, you can forget.
So let's move on from Bernardo Silva and company. Let's talk about Bazunu. So Bazunu was offered 45 million a week for him to be an understudy to Edison, and they wanted Stefan. Obviously, Stefan might want to leave. At the end of the day, guys, we're not sure. Stefan might actually want to leave because there was rumors that he's lost his place in the USA team because he's not playing first team football. So Stefan might actually leave. We might actually end up with another backup keeper. So, guys, what do you think? Adam, are you with us?
Yeah, I'm here.
What do you think of him rejecting the contract to be a backup keeper and be an understudy and say, no, I'm going to Southampton? Do you think this is a good deal for City or we've lost a good one?
It's a good deal, but at the same time, I don't blame the kid. You know, the kid wants the game time, and he's getting the. He's the first team player at the national team for Ireland. He's their first goalkeeper. So in a sense, I don't blame him wanting to be a first team goalkeeper in a different club. You know.
Okay. What about you, Don Smoke? What did you think when you saw that Bazunu rejected our offer?
I actually rated him more than Stefan. Just that Stefan is older, so there's that.
Guys, sorry,
There's that age.
guys, continue.
There's that age tag.
Yeah, you're right, man. I wouldn't blame you. Stefan cost us the FA Cup.
Yeah, so and the thing is, just
I'm
as
happy.
Adam say, if you play for your national team, I think it's a sign that you're good enough to play for most first teams. So to be third choice, I think, and the fact that he's about to enter that stage of a career whereby it's a make or break. You understand? Because there's many players who are bright prospects, but because they didn't get to play at the highest level, I think they fell off. So I think City done the most deemable thing they could do in try to put on a sell on clause and a buyback clause. And and as for Stefan, I don't think he's good enough to be our first choice goalkeeper. So him leaving, I won't say I'm too sad because everything that he was promised to be, I don't think he's that good at. Because they say he's not as good with his feet, but he's an elite goal stopper, shot stopper, and I've never seen it. Penalty shootout, he's never saved one. So that thing whereby you're almost like a jack of all trades, but master of none. So, and him knowing that, you know what, at the end of the day, the best I can be is second choice and at worst third choice. and if you're playing for your national team, you would go. So I'm
Yeah,
sad that we're losing a bright prospect, but I'm happy for him because at the end of the day, you want
Yeah, there's a buyback of 40 to 50 million. So let me read the comment here by what's his City Forever. It says only way that's Martin anyway. Pick up to you, Martin. Only way he goes is Frankie de Jong. Sadly, it's been inevitable. He wants out. Don't get it, but it is what it is. Yeah, I don't get it, but Bernardo seems to want out, but no guarantee he leaves. Where even Bernardo, wherever he's going, he's not gonna do better than City. Let's be honest with you, unless he goes to Madrid or somewhere else. We have a buyback, so if he goes well, then we can buy back. No issues with it. Essence loan, haha. Okay. So Tony Talks UK, guys, go follow Tony. Tony Talks. He's a very good chap and a very good channel. He does his vlogs, which are amazing. Tony Talks, big up to you, mate. Bernardo Silva is going nowhere. Hope you're good. I'm good, mate. I'm good. Evening, fellas, by the way. Evening to you, Martin. I hope you're doing good. Martin, I haven't seen you do a lot of streams. Where have you been, Martin? Or maybe I don't know. I haven't seen you do a lot of streams. Harry Mills says if Baz was better with his feet, he would have stayed. Plus, we have 40 million pounds to buy back. What do you think, Veda? With this comment, say if Baz was better with his feet, I think if we were offering him 45k a week, we know he's a very good keeper.
Yeah, but if he wants first team minutes, like
yeah, he wants to be the first star.
He wants to be the first. He wants to be the first guy, and as good as he can be and develop to be, we don't have time for it. I think he's making the right choice for him. I think we also, as a club, I think we also need to continue to have examples like these of players that want to go out and believe in themselves and prove to them or prove to the world. But sometimes you're going to fall on your face. Like sometimes you just won't pan out to be as good as you may think you are. And as a club, we need to give players those chances, and players need to have those chances because we don't believe it. We don't believe you're ready. We either going to prove that we're right because you're not going to do as well, or you're going to prove us wrong. And if we do good business, maybe there's a chance to get them back with regards to buybacks and things of that nature, or obviously bonuses in terms of what we recoup for the player we're remaining on. So I'm not losing any sleep with him wanting to test the waters and do his own thing.
Yeah, let him go though, as you say, isn't it? You know what? I know this is a Man City stream, and it's not football and chill. I hope it is football and chill, but I'm still gonna bring this in. My brother Abdu.
Yep.
You got a new owner from America at Chelsea.
Yep.
And I heard this guy has money, but now I'm seeing statuses that people are worried that this guy is a fraud, that he doesn't have money. What's going on?
You see, the problem we see, this is it now. every Chelsea fan that's spoiled. We are spoiled. Why? It's because of Roman Abramovich, and because Roman is this godfather that he doesn't care. He just want to spend money anyhow. So we spoiled to the extent that for the past 19 years, Roman has been giving us money. We just buy player, go to the market, 100 million, here it is. 200 million, here it is. 150, here it is. We have come to a reality that most Chelsea fans need to understand that this is a transitional period. And we have a new owner who will come out and tell you, I'm not going to spend like Roma, but I will spend effectively and smart in the transfer. That is what we want in Chelsea. That has been the key. I've been saying it for a very long time. We need to spend wisely and effectively. I do not understand Timo Werner, Hakim Ziyech, and Co in the team. What is going on? Because we're spending not just what the manager wants, but we're spending what the board wants, in which it has not helped under Abramovich era. It hasn't helped. Yes, we've won some trophies, but where is the consistency? The last time I won the Premier League title was under Antonio Conte with a pragmatic counter-attacking football. Now we switch to a back possession-based football. We've not won the Premier League title. What is going on? It's on the hierarchy and the people in the boardroom.
Has Todd B come out and said what the allowance is for the summer?
He said it already. He said it's not going to spend like Roma. It's going to be very efficient and smart when he spend money.
But did he say what the allowance was? Did he say how much?
Yeah, 200 million and above.
He's lying.
Okay.
He's a fraud. 200 million naira or dollars or
No,
euros.
spend as you earn. Spend as you earn.
Is it million? Is it dollars? I just know that is 200 and above though, plus player sales. Plus player. I don't know how they calculated, but it's for players.
There's a comment here. Chelsea have issues, in my opinion. They have to rebuild the defense and rebuild the add top four is successful. Yeah, and add that's true because Martin, you're right because Chelsea right now, right, they're losing Alonso, they're gonna lose Aspilicueta, they lost Christensen, and apparently, according to the Chelsea fan base, Kante and that fraud Jorginho, who got third in the Bernardo, is regressing. Apparently, they're not as good as they used to be. So that team needs to rebuilding, and that's not get Kovacic gets injured a lot.
This is the problem. This is the problem. I think the reason we have not signed player is Romelu Lukaku. Because
wait. So you're blaming Lukaku?
No. What I'm saying is, if we don't get him off the wages on book, we're gonna have a problem. Because he's the highest player in that team. He's getting 355 plus everything close to 400 in Chelsea Football Club, and no players in Chelsea has ever that kind of amount of money. That is a ridiculous wages. So we have to get him off the wages first before we can sign players, because we have to balance the book. If we don't get Lukaku out of the wages, we are not going to sign anybody because he's getting paid a lot of money. So if he doesn't leave the club, we can't sign players because
I've got a question for you, but which club is gonna pay? Which club is gonna pay what Lukaku's on? I don't see no club because even Inter Milan.
No, Inter Milan already proposed a 2-year deal because they're gonna pay the majority of his wages with a 2-year deal, with a 2-year loan deal, which is okay.
So what? How many percentage is Chelsea gonna pay?
Just 10%.
And what AC Milan is paying 80%, even though they are not in a great financial situation themselves.
Lukaku already reduced his wages from what he's getting in Chelsea to like 9 to 10 million a year in Inter Milan, which is gonna be like between 180 to 200 in Inter Milan, which is fine for them. They can kind of cover it, and they'll pay the majority of his wages.
But I don't want Lukaku to go. I feel as if he looks good in the Chelsea kit, man. Don't
stop.
This guy, don't listen to this guy. This guy is trying to. This guy said, okay, so let's move away. Yeah, let's move away from these frauds, Chelsea, who fluked the UCL.
Stop. Respect.
Okay, good. So there's this comment here, guys. I'm gonna start with you. Don't smoke. What do you think?
No, the thing is, contrary to most people's belief, I actually think that Phillips is a Man City type of player. And I saw it. Why I say that is because of during Bielsa's time, they were playing with a lone DM and they were pressing. And if you see Leeds with Phillips and Leeds without Phillips, it's a totally different team. They get most of the goals they concede is on in transition when they lose the ball. When Phillips is not there, this guy covers a whole lot of ground, and you could even see it in that when he was playing for England with Basmati Rice, he was the guy who was willing to go up and take more risks. Whereby Rice is a sideways merchant. He would go up.
So Rice is that England team. You say he's a side chick.
No. Rice is more of a defender who plays in midfield. Yeah. Right. You get what I'm saying. Whereby Phillips, I think he's the closest to Fernandinho. Whereby he's a hybrid of a 6 and an 8. Yeah. He can switch. He can transition the ball, switch both sides of the wings. If you see, most of the diagonal balls come from him in England. Sterling or whoever's playing on the left wing, and he's got the energy. He can tackle. He's a bit press resistant, not maybe at the level of a Rodri, but that comes with training. Like if he spends time with Guardiola, I think he can only get better from what I've seen. And I think we've missed that aggression of Fernandinho, because as good as Rodri is, he's not as mobile as how Fernandinho was. And you could see it in the game, for example, against Tottenham, where a Kane would drop in midfield. Rodri can't cover that area alone, around him alone. Hence, Bernardo had to play deep. So I think with Phillips, we get much more energy, more legs, And he's not only a bum, he can actually play the ball. So I'm actually happy with this signing. I wanted him the first
Yeah.
time I saw him.
So as Martin says, he's unsure of Phillips. You are sure of Phillips. So if you think he can do the job, isn't it? As you've just explained.
Yeah, I think in a team with better players around him, he will show up.
Okay. What about yourself? What about yourself, Abdul? As an outsider, do you think Phillips is a bum that he's been hyped by the English media as they always hype players?
Gareth Southgate is a forward of a manager. His name is Bumgate. So I don't even categorize that man as a manager. I call him a carpenter or a bricklayer. It's not even a manager in my case.
Oh my
He doesn't deserve
God.
to be a manager. So the way Pep plays for me, this is a perfect replacement for Fernandinho. This guy here is a replacement for him. And this will allow maybe Pep to switch to like a 4-2-3-1 if he wants to play like, because as some teams will go, if a team is coming like an attacking team like Liverpool now, they'll go all out in game pressing. So you can easily play this guy with either Rodri together and just sit and you guys can just be like a 4-2-3-1 where this guy could just go a little bit more forward and Rodri could be their defensive midfielder where you can play in a transition. You don't need to hold on to the ball. You can just kill Liverpool by going defensively a little bit more defensive, like a playing a 4-2-3-1 where this can bring the handle of the team, where you can be passing, you can be doing the dirty work where Fernandinho does, like those professional fouls. It does it a lot. So Pep can just decide to play like a 4-2-3-1 where it can cut Liverpool off guard in that the style of play Pep wants to play, which for me is a perfect replacement for Fernandinho. For me, I kind of rate this guy very highly, but I don't know, people doesn't rate him highly because he plays on that bomb gate. Who doesn't even know how to coach a team at all. Who does not know how to coach a team. So I'm happy for him. If he goes to Man City for me, it's a perfect replacement for Fernandinho for me because of the way he plays. He is a perfect replacement for me, and the way Pep plays,
Okay, cool.
yeah.
Okay, cool. Thanks, man. Jose says Lukaku left was Everton. Always say that he isn't a top striker. Maybe that's true. Pep will make Phillips better. He wants him in that position. Pep is a great. Phillips is a great replacement for Dino. High energy, great in breaking up play, really good passes. Good. Southgate makes Foden look bad and doesn't. Yeah, that's true. Doesn't look at his England performance. Southgate tax. Southgate is a fraud. I wanted him out. He's good. Don't get me wrong, but similar price to Rodri. Yeah, that's the issue, Martin. That price, if it's similar price to Rodri, I don't get it because Phillips
No,
is 27 years old next season.
Patrick. No. The thing is this though. Forget the Rodri price. My thing is this: Phillips for any other top 6 team is a starter, right? So
Yeah, he is.
that
Yeah, he
tells
is.
you
In United, he starts. In Chelsea, he
he
starts.
starts at Chelsea, starts at Liverpool,
Arsenal.
Arsenal.
He starts at
So
Spurs.
you see what I'm saying? So basically, you're not buying a squad player. You're buying a first team player to be a squad player in your team. It's not the same thing. So you have to understand why the pricing is as such. It's not like you're going to someone who's already a squad player in a different team who wouldn't start for other teams. No, you're starting
Yeah,
for
true.
someone who was an England international, starts for England above most other. Before he plays ahead even of Jude Bellingham, who's highly rated, ahead of James Ward-Prowse, ahead of that overrated Henderson. So that tells you that it's not that he's a bad player. It's like, for example, let's say, for example, Thiago when at Barca, when Xavi and Iniesta and Busquets playing. Or that Spain team when you had David Silva, you had Fabregas, all of these guys, it's not that they weren't good enough to start. Just that no, you had the best 3 midfielders around, and unfortunately, you behind the pecking order, not due to your ability or because of circumstance. So it's not that we're buying a squad player. We're buying a player who we bring in to play as a squad player, but he's a starting 11 player.
Okay, cool. Look, guys, Abdul and Don, before we finish this stream, thanks to everybody who's been watching with us. The stream actually was going high. At one time, 30 people were watching us, which is the first time. 30 people have never watched me, so that's amazing, even though the subs are mine. So, guys, we're going to move on to this topic. I don't want to leave this stream. I know we're talking about Haaland. I know we've been talking about it a lot. I'm going to change the title when I edit the video on YouTube, because we've spoken about a lot of stuff. I just be like Haaland plus a lot of stuff. Abdul, are you here? Abdullah.
Yeah, I'm here.
in my life as a human being, I love football. I know you also love football. Don also loves football. Veta loves football. All of us, we love football.
Mm-hmm.
This guy named Labelle, aka Pogba, made a documentary. And in this documentary, I'm not going to say much. Let me just share. City fans, I know we are diverting away from the City news, but I want you to share this with you. Pogba has made a documentary, and look at what he said about Man United fans. So, Pogba says United fans know very little about football. Abdullah, how would you feel if Lukaku left your club and went to do another interview after the interview he did and said Chelsea fans know very little about football?
See, that's it. Okay. I want to be political here and be respectful to Romelu Lukaku. I'm a big fan of Paul Labelle Pogba, and if I have to choose between Labelle and Lukaku, I will go for Labelle because Labelle is a baller. He just been played under a terrorism team in a Manchester divided team who doesn't even understand the way you play football. Labelle is not a bad player. I keep telling people that United team, that team need a surgery, a revamp from top to bottom. Because people call Labelle this, and my problem with Labelle is the consistency on him. Because I believe if he had that consistency, that discussion can be made between him and KDB in terms of who is a better player. But because of the consistency right now, he's been shut down. And him saying this, I am not surprised because the amount of abuse Labelle gets in United is too much. It's way too much for me to be like, this guy is not a bad player. Why are you guys doing this to Labelle? He's not a bad player. Labelle knows to play football. He knows how to play football. People may say,
yeah, but this comment is it necessary?
It's time to get a shot at United, and I like it. I like it like that. I like it because it's time to tell United, F you guys, you don't know about football, you don't know about me. That's what he's doing. That's what he's doing, and I like it. I love it because I've wanted Labelle to speak up because him going to United is like being in a terrorist for me. So, firstly, making that decision to leave Juventus and go to United, I can understand his boyhood club and everything. I get that. I can understand that. But him also leaving and giving them a shot and telling them, you guys know little about football. I'm not surprised about Labelle because I believe it deserves more. It deserves to kind of enjoy his football more. And he's been abused because of the English media, Garim Sunels, all those kind of bombers, idiot people, Game Carragher and co. Abusing Labelle. I don't understand why English media are doing this, and they are the last Liverpool as the king of England.
So you're supporting
No,
this
but-
statement.
Yes, why would I support Labelle? Labelle is a baller. For me,
That-
the environment in United doesn't suit a player like Labelle. That's what I'm saying. See, Ten Hag coming in has a big work to do because if Labelle doesn't succeed, I can see him going the next 2 years. I can see him going the next 2 years. So they have to get it right. And in them losing this guy, see, United fan may say we're losing Pogba, we don't care. Later, sooner or later, they will eventually understand and how important and pivotal Labelle Pogba is for them. I cannot support
the
Labelle.
guys in the comments, we're talking about the documentary that it's out on Amazon Prime. Pogba said United fans don't know, they know little about football.
Yeah, they do.
What were you about to say?
They don't know about football. Is he wrong? He's right already. He's right. I support Labelle. I do.
I think this is what happens when your club is no more just a football institution; it becomes just a brand. So if an Arsenal player said this or United player said this, I understand where they're coming from. The thing is, I think we have to understand also the tradition of the country which he played in. In England, if you look at most midfielders in England, right, it's more of passion than skill, right? Passion, hard work than skill. So let's say look at a player, the England champions, Mason Mount, passion merchant. You get what I'm saying? So even the pundits, they give criticism if you lack that passion, even though you have the skill. Because another example is this guy's champion scores over maybe a Gerrard. You understand? Whereby outside England, It's actually the other way around, whereby they rate Scholes, and they for them, Gerrard is just an height midfielder. So
Good point.
I think it talks more of the culture of what they value in a midfielder. Hence, if you hear Souness, it's like, oh, this guy is not what. No, you must understand the role they brought Pogba for. You can't put the creative burden on a player and then ask him at the same time to put in a huge defensive shift. You understand? So hence the whole United thing was a flop. The recruitment got it wrong. That's when we can't even blame them. So most people who know football, and when they hear the criticism that comes from United, they're like, no, I don't think these guys actually understand what this guy is supposed to be doing on the pitch. So you must understand the context of where he says they know little about football. All they know is just so, it's the sad state of where the club is at. Most of the people, even if you look at the management, most people are bankers there.
Yeah,
It's not
it's
even
true.
Most of the hierarchy is full of bankers. It's not even people who have football prowess or knowledge. So
Yeah, true.
all they see is numbers. Okay, this guy, how how many assists did he do? And that's how they'll judge whether a player was a success or not. Not looking at the impact. For example, a Bernardo Silva would be called underperforming if he was a United player, because he doesn't give even a Kante. They don't give you the goals or the assists. But if you watch football, you see the importance of these guys. And
Yeah.
I think.
Anyway, see you, Martin. See you, Martin. All the best, man. Thanks for being in the comments, brother. Shout out to you. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
That's why I said. People that watch football knows about Labil. I know how good Labil Pogba is, and I've been crying out loud. I want Labil in my team because I know how good this player is. People said he's been covered because of N'Golo Kante in French national team, but I've watched Labil in France. Labil does everything you want him to do in the midfielder. He defends, he attack, he pass, he does everything. Why?
He doesn't defend. Let's not get too excited. He doesn't defend.
Not 100%, but a little bit. He does it in France national team. I've seen him do it.
No,
he does it.
He covers the ground where he's supposed to cover.
Patrick, I've seen Labil.
Exactly. He covers the ground. He doesn't defend.
Where he's supposed to cover. It's not in defensive positions. It's higher up the field in a more number 10 position.
Yeah. That picture you have there and that quote, and I only saw episode 1 of the Pogbamentary, so I'm looking forward to seeing the rest. But he's absolutely right, and I like to see this player power because he's able to tell his story. Right, we've only been able to hear pundits and everybody on the socials talk about it, and as a player, you're not gonna get in there and talk about it. But for him now, after the fact, and to give his perspective, I'm 100% for. And I also want to say this: he's right with that quote, because Manchester United fans are making the same mistake right now. They're looking at Frankie over in Barcelona as the savior again, like all their hopes, everything's placed on for him to come to United. You see every day.
So more pressure on another player.
Yeah, more pressure on another player that's supposed to tie everything together and make things work. You see every day that they're talking about the deal being done or the deal close to being done and having to get here. Like, they're already putting the pressure on this guy. So Pogba's right, and he's had the perspective to have been there in the academy amongst that fan base, to then come back after going to Juventus and coming back playing for them. He knows what he's talking about. So, and he's got a point. He's got a point.
Okay, cool. So guys in the comments, do you think Pogba is right for saying Man City, United fans, actually, United fans, don't know anything about football? Go watch the documentary. I've just seen it there, and they haven't watched majority of it. Veta, I said, has watched the first part. I don't know if Don't Smoke has watched it, or Abdullah. So guys,
I'll watch it.
Yeah, cool. I'm gonna cut the stream now because I have to work at 7 a.m. tomorrow. There's a fire evac, so I have to go train a few people tomorrow. So thank you guys for being in the comments. Thank all the guys who came in: Kyle, Don't Smoke, Abdullah, Veta, Adam. Thank you, all of you guys. I thank you. And Abdullah, I know you do your streams late. I can tell you I'm always free. I'm always free
I don't
Wednesdays.
know
If you
be tomorrow
Huh?
or Sunday.
Yeah, Wednesdays I'm free. Saturday you can catch me if you want to invite me on Saturday. But if you invite me, this is for everybody who's watching as a YouTuber. If you invite me to your stream during work days, Monday to Friday, you won't find me. It's rare to find me during those days because I'm working. I work in a cinema. I also work during the weekends, so it's difficult for me sometimes if I'm working during the weekends. That's the reason why I don't stream every day. I wish I could stream every day, sit here, drink with Don't Smoke, smoke cigars, enjoy myself, talk to you guys. Could be a lovely life. Be a lovely life, but it can't be like that.
Wait, is that Zobo? What was that?
Oh, this is
What?
I'm gonna. This is
Whiskey.
Jameson. It's an
I thought
Irish
it's
whiskey.
I thought it's
Yeah.
Zobo. I was like, are you
Yeah.
thinking Zobo?
Anyway, thank you for coming on, guys. As always, a pleasure, Veta. I
Thanks for
am
having me,
not
man.
somebody. I am not somebody who starts drinking a bottle and finish it. I go to bed. So thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Subscribe to Look, I'm gonna leave it to Abdullah. Abdullah, tell them where they can find you. So you can advertise yourself.
You guys can find me on Twitter at Toplusfresh10. That's TOPLUSFRESH.
He changes his name every day too. So
Relax. My mental health is important, so my club doesn't make me happy, so I have to just change my name. You can also find me on YouTube on the Blue Studio on YouTube channel. My pictures and everything there. We do stream like most every day. We talk about transfers mostly, but as a Chelsea fans, I talk most about Chelsea, especially on Thursdays. I do like a Chelsea show in which I invite majority of the Chelsea fans where we talk about Chelsea. And during the weekends, we talk about the football, the transfers, whatever is happening in football, heritage and everything. And sometimes I talk about Manchester City, United, and other clubs on another football league in terms of Bundesliga, the La Liga, and the Serie A too. So you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Top+Fresh10, and also on Facebook too. The same username I use on Twitter, and also on Facebook and on YouTube too. So I beg, like and subscribe, and also to Patrick too, like and subscribe to the channel too. I beg, support us. I beg.
Okay. So Veda, up to you. I don't know if you're gonna top that advertisement by Abdullah.
No, I just want to say, Patrick, thanks for having me on the stream, man. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to kind of sit down. I was running some errands, but thanks for letting me chime in with my 2 cents. And yeah, it's at Vader Games on Twitter. In the bio, you can see my YouTube channel, Vader Games TV. But tune in, man, and definitely don't miss Pitch Points or True City Fan, because that's where I tend to go. Anything I want to know, that's where I go. So tune into them.
Big up to you, Veda. And Don't Smoke. Where can they find you? As you are always spreading smoke on.
Shout out to the chat. Big up all City fans. It's Don't Smoke. See smoke, no flames. Don't let them put us out.
Good man. Good man. So guys, that's the show. We might do football and chill on Wednesday, depending on what exciting stuff is out there to talk about. If Veta or Carl comes with something exciting, we'll do football and chill on Wednesday. But for now, guys, peace. Enjoy your weekend. If you are resting right now, I can just give you advice. This is the best time for you to stay away from football. Relax, buy the credit from the missus, so that when the football actually starts, your missus doesn't disturb you. So this is the time for you to spend time with your missus. Forget about preseason. Spend time until preseason starts, so that when preseason starts, you've already done everything.
I'm not traveling to Charlotte or Orlando Pirates to go and watch that bomb mass club, please. If they don't sign a player, I'm not moving out of Chicago. I beg.
Okay, cool, man. So bye to you guys. Peace.
Peace, everybody. Peace.